For over a century, a cold can of cola has been the universal symbol of the American dream. But in 2026, the fizz is starting to go flat in some of the world's fastest-growing markets. Across the Middle East, Southeast Asia, and even parts of Europe, soft drinks are no longer just beverages. They've become political symbols. Driven by a wave of consumer activism tied to the Israel-Gaza conflict, ethical concerns, and a buy local movement, millions of people are walking away from the brands they grew up with. This isn't just a social media trend. We're seeing double-digit sales drops and the birth of entirely new solidarity brands. Today, we're looking at the 6 soft drink brands being hit the hardest, the back of the can ownership that's fueling the fire, and why the global soda map may never look the same again. Why this matters. The 2026 shift. Why is this happening now? In the past, boycotts were often short-lived flash protests. But 2024 and 2025 changed everything. Economic expression. In countries like Egypt, Pakistan, and Bangladesh, inflation has already made Western brands expensive. When you add political anger to the mix, consumers find it easier to switch to cheaper, locally made alternatives. The NATO movement. In India and parts of Southeast Asia, we're seeing a Swadeshi 2.0 style movement, a push for national self-reliance. Governments and influencers alike are encouraging citizens to choose homegrown brands over global giants as a matter of national pride and economic sovereignty.
In the Middle East are reportedly boycotting Coca-Cola and Pepsi as global Western brands face backlash in the Israel-Gaza conflict. This contrasts the 7% sales decline for Western beverage brands in the first half of the year across the region. Sales of cola brand V7 tripled, including exports in the Middle East and the wider region compared to the last year.
1. Coca-Cola, the global target. Coca-Cola is the most widely recognized brand on Earth, which also makes it the biggest target. The reason? Coke has been officially listed by the BDS, Boycott, Divestment, and Sanctions movement for years, primarily due to its bottling plant in the Atarot Industrial Zone, an Israeli settlement in East Jerusalem considered illegal under international law. In 2024 and 2025, this historical grievance reached a boiling point. The impact. Asterisk in Bangladesh, Coke sales reportedly plummeted by 23%. In Turkey, the company's market share dropped significantly as consumers flocked to local rivals. Perhaps most telling was in Egypt, where Coke sales cratered, leading local brand V7 to triple its exports to meet the sudden demand for a non-Western cola. Even an expensive ad campaign in Bangladesh meant to distance the brand from the conflict backfired so badly that the company had to pull the commercials within days. 2. Pepsi, the stalled giant. If Coke is the target, Pepsi is the collateral damage. For decades, Pepsi thrived in the Middle East during previous Arab League boycotts of Coke. But this time, the Americanness of the brand is enough to fuel the fire. The reason? PepsiCo is facing a guilt by association campaign. While it doesn't have the same specific bottling plant issues as Coke, its status as a massive U.S. multinational makes it a symbolic target for those protesting U.S. foreign policy. Additionally, Pepsi's 2018 purchase of the Israeli-founded SodaStream for over $3 billion remains a sticking point for activists. The result? PepsiCo CEO Ramon Laguarta admitted in 2024 that boycotts were impacting particular geographies. In Pakistan, Pepsi's growth, which had been in the double digits for years, essentially stalled. To fight back, they've even tried reintroducing Team Soda, with a Made in Pakistan label to try and blend in. 3. Sprite, and 4. Fanta, the family fallout. It's not just the dark colas. Sprite and Fanta are feeling the heat because of what activists call the back-of-the-can rule. The reason? Both Sprite and Fanta are owned by the Coca-Cola Company. In the age of smartphone apps like Boycotted or No Thanks, consumers can scan a barcode and see the parent company instantly. The impact? This has led to a portfolio boycott. In the past, someone might avoid Coke, but still buy a Sprite. Today, activists are educating consumers that the profits from that lemon-lime soda go to the same headquarters. As a result, lemon-lime and orange sodas from local manufacturers, like Kinza in Saudi Arabia or Matrix Cola in Jordan, are seeing their best sales figures in 30 years. 5. Schweppes, the corporate disconnect. Schweppes is a tricky one because its ownership is split across the world. However, in many of the hardest-hit regions, it is owned and distributed by, you guessed it, Coca-Cola. The reason? Because Schweppes is often seen as a premium or adult mixer. It used to be slightly insulated from fast food boycotts. But as hotel chains and upscale restaurants in the Middle East and North Africa began facing pressure from their own guests, many have swapped Schweppes for local tonic and ginger ale brands. The ethical angle. Organizations like Ethical Consumer have flagged Schweppes in their boycott list specifically because of the royalty and licensing fees that flow back to the parent companies being targeted. 6. Innocent smoothies, the ethical casualty. This is perhaps the most surprising entry. Innocent Smoothies, known for their cute knitted hats and pure ingredients, is facing a backlash in Europe and the UK. The reason? Innocent is over 90% owned by Coca-Cola. For years, the brand maintained an independent, B Corp ethical image. But as political tensions rose in 2025, activists began highlighting the ownership gap. The conflict. Consumers who buy Innocent specifically because they want to support ethical, sustainable business are now finding themselves in a dilemma. If they boycott the parent company for its geopolitical ties, they feel they must boycott the subsidiary too. It's a classic case of brand contagion, where the parent company's reputation is poisoning the well for its most wholesome products. Narrative thread. The rise of solidarity sodas. What is filling the void? This is the most significant shift in the food industry in decades. We are seeing the rise of solidarity brands. Palestine Cola, launched in Sweden, this brand has become a viral sensation. With its Palestine branding and profits going to humanitarian aid, it's not just a drink, it's a statement. They've sold over 16 million cans in just months, with demand reaching the US and UK. Cola Next and Pakola. In Pakistan, local brands that used to have a 2% market share have jumped to 12% or more. The cultural shift. These brands aren't just cheaper. They are positioning themselves as culturally authentic. When a local brand puts "Made in my country" on the label, it creates an emotional bond that a global giant simply can't match in the current climate. A new era of consumption. The boycotts of 2026 are proving that in the digital age, a brand is only as strong as its reputation. Millions of people are proving that they are willing to change their lifelong habits if they feel their money is funding something they don't believe in. For Coca-Cola and Pepsi, the challenge isn't just winning back customers. It's proving they can exist in a world where every purchase is a political act. Have you noticed more local soda brands in your grocery store lately? Would you switch your favorite drink for a solidarity brand? Let us know in the comments.